Hello everyone, welcome back to Mr. Veggie. Now that you've seen my main staples and my recipes for those, like my peanut butter honey toast and kale smoothie, along with my chili, I want to show you what my daily intake of those things looks like and how it affects my nutrition for the day. So this is a typical day here. In the morning I'll have some peanut butter honey toast, no sugar white grapefruit juice, couple cups of coffee, and my kale smoothie. This is a typical work day, honestly. So I'll go to work. Before I have lunch, I'll typically eat an apple and a few handfuls of dry roasted unsalted peanuts just to keep me full. What can I say? I like to eat. And then later on, then I'll have my lunch. So I'll get my chili. Made a video about that, so check that out. And I'll combine it with some long grain white rice and mixed vegetables, the frozen kind you can get at the store, that you just stick in the microwave for 4 or 5 minutes. And it makes a really good meal, the two combined. Then, after that, I work a long day. So while I'm at work, I'll then have a sweet potato and potato, baked. I'll chop them up or mash them up and combine them. It's actually really good together and fills you up. It also adds a lot of good potassium. And I'll show you that in the nutrition later on, how it decreases the potassium if I take those two things out. We're looking at that I plugged in my typical workday meal. It shows I got just about enough protein, not a big deal, 5 grams under. Carbohydrates are decent, fiber's looking really good. Sugar is right almost on spot, just 5 grams over. Fats are 20 grams over, but they are the good fats. Look at that, you get all the good fats. A lot of that has to do with the kale smoothie. It has a lot, like you'll see if you just plug that in after you have the kale smoothie, it brings these to a really high. The saturated fats are under the recommended 32 max a day. Cholesterol is looking good. Sodium is looking good. I wasn't sure what the minimum amount of sodium was a day, and I looked it up. It's 500 milligrams about is what your body needs. About 500 milligrams. So that's very hard to only have 500 milligrams of sodium a day. So this is pretty good. I put my max at 1300. That's what the American Heart Association says should be a healthy dose of sodium in a day. So then you can see the potassium, plenty of potassium, and I'll show you later how if you take the potatoes off, it really decreases that. Vitamin A, C, calcium is good, and the iron is up there. It's 83%, which isn't bad for a vegan type diet. So I just went through a typical workday meal regimen, and I also wanted to show you another example, because typically I'll come home and my wife will have dinner ready, and I've pretty much met my needs for the day, but still hungry. I like to eat, so I will have some dinner that my wife made. She has started making more vegetarian or vegan friendly dinners. So for example, if she has her veggie soup, and of course I'm gonna have a roll. Can't have some soup without a roll. So if I add those two things, it adds a few more calories. I meant to say usually this will calculate steps through the day and keep track of through your phone how many steps you've had during the day, your activities, and it will subtract some calories for that, and it usually subtracts a few hundred, so I'm not worried too much about these extra calories over here, because it typically takes a lot off, and I'm usually about spot on. So we'll look at the nutrition for this. So the nutrition for when I come home and have something like my wife's vegetable soup is fairly similar. Carbs might have gone up a little bit because of that roll, but the iron has gone up quite a bit. I mean, it's vegetable soup, so you're going to be getting some good nutrition in there. So it put me up to 92%, so I'm pretty happy with that. Now we'll take a look at if my wife makes something like pasta. Okay, so this is an example of a day where my wife would make for dinner whole wheat spaghetti with some marinara sauce and some meatless meatballs for me. And everything else is the same. So we'll take a look at the nutrition on that. And you see, of course, the carbs went up. And not a huge difference elsewhere. Sodium went up. That's those meatless, the pre-made meatless meatballs. They're going to have some sodium in them. So, you know, every once in a while you get a little extra sodium, not a big deal. Oh, so if you look at the potassium, the potatoes are not on there. So I'm actually under what I am looking to get in potassium. So iron is up there again, near 95, so that's good. But let's go back and let's add the, let's see, it's under snacks. Okay, let's add the potatoes. And then I'll show you how it changes the, now look at the potassium, it's way up there again. So potatoes are a great source of potassium, which I enjoy because it's important to get enough potassium. So as I've said in some previous videos, I'm always looking for good snacks, and I was at the store and I've eaten these before and I really like the Lara Bar. They are vegan and made with all natural ingredients. And you can see this has dates, walnuts, almonds, raisins, cinnamon, and sea salt. Yet it tastes like a cinnamon roll. So some people might not like the texture of these. I do like these. I think they're fantastic. They're pretty solid, but I think they have good flavor. And I think I'm going to try to replicate these maybe in a video and make something with dates, because I think that's what gives this a lot of its sweetness. Really good stuff. So try those if you haven't. They're really good. Today I was going to make another video with some vegetables I picked up. I've been wanting to try to make something with eggplant, and I picked these up as well. Yellow squash and a zucchini squash. So I was going to look something up and try to finagle a recipe out of these. I unfortunately don't have time today to do that. So how about comment down below and let me know if you have any ideas for these vegetables, what I should do with them, and I'll get something cooking up for the next video. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to see more and hit the like button. Thank you.